welcome in my next process video. Today I am creating a layout using stamps and dies from the new March Altenew release, and I am starting with a white cardstock and a set called watercolor doodles, and I am going to create a background stamped with only one stamp set. I will stamp the whole surface of my 12 by 12 cardstock, so it took me a while, but I totally love the effect and I love how it looks, and I think it will be perfect for cards too, maybe even more than for layouts because there is a less amount of work. But this set contains of kind of outlines of a very loose flowers like doodles, and the layers of colors that goes on the outlines. So I started with the outlines first and I stamped the whole background with outlines, and then I came back with the fillings filling part. I don't know how to say it in English. And I added color in the middle of the leaves and the flowers. I love the stamp set. It reminds me of this, I would say, Victorian wallpaper or something like that. I really love this pattern. It's very kind of a gentle and very delicate. I am using archival ink, so it's waterproof, and you don't have to be worried that the ink you are using over it will react with it and it will melt the color. So now it's time to add the color. I am using Altenew mini ink cubes, and I'm using mostly the first color in the row. So if you buy them, you know they come in a set of 4. So I'm using the lightest color, and I will link you the colors in the description box of this video because I do not remember the sets I am using. I do not have a lot of them. I have only one yellow, I have 2 greens, 2 blues, one kind of a reddish pink, one kind of a purple pink, and a purple color. So I'm using them all the time, and I think I need to purchase some orange too, and maybe a gray one. Yeah, they have 2 or 3 gray sets, and I would like to use some kind of a more monochromatic colors on the pages. So as you can see, I am changing the colors, I am changing the stamps. You don't have to be precise because this stamp set wasn't designed for being precise. It was designed for being, I would say, very loose, kind of a watercolory, so you can stamp quite quickly. You don't have to measure it, and for sure you don't need a stamping tool to make it look perfect because you just can eyeball it easily. You don't have to keep everything in lines, and this is how the final effect looks. You can definitely say it looks like a professional scrapbooking paper, and some of the collections I have similar patterns. And now I am going to add a layer of vellum on my project, along with some elements from their Altenew new scrapbooking collection called Live Your Dream. And I'm using a chipboards and some stickers, kind of ephemera pieces too. But first I need to adhere the vellum. I have those kind of stripes of vellum. They are leftovers from some of the projects, so I decided I will use them like this. I only glued them to in the one side because with vellum you have to be careful with adhesive. It's visible from beneath, so I only added it in the spots I knew I will glue something over it. But I use a sewing machine, I didn't show you this on the video, to sew through every of the kind of vellum strips, so they are mounted really well. And now I'm adding the hearts. Hearts are both chipboards from this new collection and some ephemera pieces. I arranged them in kind of a rainbow order, and I will also add those flowers. They are called Bold Bunch. They are also from the new release, and they are very simple layered stamps. You have kind of a solid outline, and then you add like 1 or 2 layers mostly, but you don't have to eyeball it really. You know, perfectly. You don't have to stamp it really perfectly. You can eyeball it, so you don't need a stamping tool. And I am using similar colors I used for my background, and I am just quickly stamping few flowers. I want to add them nearby the hearts on my layout. So I just try to make flowers in every color of the heart I used. And after I will finish stamping, I will use coordinating dies, because this Bold Bunch set has both coordinating dies and coordinating stencil. So if you like some mixed media projects, this bundle with stencil, stamp and dies will be just perfect. And now I just stamped a few of this flower here, but oh, where did I go? Oh, I went for the dice because I did more of them off the camera. It's just, you know, for you to show you how it all works. And now I'm going to use, oh my god, sorry. I'm going to use dice to cut out the elements, and it went really quickly. I also used this very handy small Altenew die cutting machine that I always keep on my desk and use for every small die. I'm sorry for the noises. If you hear them, it's my dog tapping with his paws because he's already wake up and he don't know what to do with him, so he's just wandering around the house. And now it's time to run the dies and paper through the machine, and voila, as quickly as it comes, just to roll things, I have my stamps ready. And of course I have more of them in matching colors for the hearts, and now I am arranging them on the hearts, trying to keep color on color, adding leaves. And I really love this stamp set. I am a fan of this kind of stamp sets, and I have a few of them already. The previous one I really love in similar style was Marry Me, or you know, Bright to Be stamp set, and it also has very loose and kind of a whimsical shapes, and it was easy to stamp them and make a lot of them to create a layout with them. Because usually when you create a layout you need a lot of stamping. With card it's a much less effort, because you need to fill the smaller surface. Of course, I've seen a very bold and pretty cards with a lot of elements, but when it comes to stamping you don't need as much as with layouts. So I added my flowers, I have my hearts, my main composition is quite ready, and now I'm just going through this scrapbooking collection, once again called Live Your Dream, and I have to look at it because I'm constantly forgetting. And I'm trying to kind of mix and match things with colors of the hearts, so I do not want to do to add too much of things. Sorry, early morning here. I don't want to add too much of the things to cover my background. I want it to shine, and I also have those transparent stickers that I was thinking maybe I should use. But I wasn't sure what to do, so I'm just, you know, wandering with things, mixing and matching, and I'm still trying to keep the colors in line, so purple to purple, yellow to yellow, and stuff like this. I love those wood buttons with epoxy inside. They are always my favorite embellishments. I love adding them, and Altenew has a really pretty designs inside of them. And I also love adding a lot of dimension, but you already know that if you follow my YouTube channel. So I'm using a lot of 3D foam squares on my project, and it's always quite dimensional, so I have a problem to store all of my layouts in page protectors because sometimes they are just too bulky. My embellishing is almost done, and now I'm going to cut a title where I did it off the camera. It will be adorable, and I used this die set. It's a thin alpha die. It's also from Altenew, and I really love the letters because they are quite big, so they are perfect for layouts, but they are not I would say fat, so you can easily create a word in kind of a small amount of space because letters are tall and narrow. And now I'm finishing the composition using Altenew epoxy shapes, and I love them because look how many of them there are on one blister, and the colors matches the colors of the inks, and we have the names that correspond with them. So if you have mini ink cubes in sets, you will have a pretty matching oh my god, enamel shapes that matches them. So I'm just adding some of them with the lines with color, and this will be the end of my process. And this is how the layout looks, and I love how it turned out. And this is the slideshow with close-ups. Sorry, I'm still thinking very slowly today. And this is it. Thank you for watching. Check the description box for all the links, and visit my blog to join the blog hub. Bye bye.